this morning we've heard the Interior Minister speak. Let's hear him.
Context, over the Christmas, we had a very successful deployment, and then the last 10 days, there appears to be an upsurge of a different kind of armed robbery, not because it's not armed robbery, but its targets are different. What we had in the beginning, when we set up, was armed robbery, highways and domestic homes and what have you. Now we've seen in the last 10 days, there's been an upsurge of, money joints. And then yesterday, there was that daytime activity. So clearly, we've lost control at all. What we're doing is making sure that we follow the leads. The police are following the leads. You realize that with the other robberies, we've got 7 suspects, and yesterday's one we've got 2 that we are working on. To put things in context, you see, some people were wondering why we're not confronted yesterday in traffic. You want to have a successful operation without loss of innocent lives. Moving forward, as Mr. President has made it clear, part of the retooling that we are doing for the police would include helicopters. If we had that yesterday, it just flies over and gives us control. But some people thought, why don't you confront them right in the traffic? If you did that, and you hit one innocent person dead, then you got it messed up. So now we've got 2 people who are leading the investigation, assessing the investigation, but certainly it's regrettable that that thing has happened. But we continue to make the point that is a cumulative neglect, which we are rectifying now. As I talk to you now, the President's promise is not empty at all. We are trying to procure, and some of these things probably we should advise us.
Including helicopters, you say?
Yes.
Wow,
the President.
How soon will that happen?
Now, that's what I'm saying, that we are commencing procurement. Maybe these things should advise us the kind of procurement we should do. Whether we should allow the bureaucratic procedures to hold us back, or maybe go for what the law has provided, that in case of security matters we can have sole sourcing. We might have to do that to quickly get things in.
How many helicopters are we talking about here? How many are you looking at?
Well, I think that initially we're talking about 3.
And they'll be stationed here in Accra?
Of course, they'll be stationed with the police, and they would help in the backups. So we mean...
What about the other regions?
No, they're for the police, that's what I said. They're for the police. They would go wherever is necessary, and we will deal with the other things. So we are going to be adequately equipped, and we are doing that as fast as possible. It's a situation that bothers the President, and I can assure you, wherever he is giving with the orders, look, must make sure that things are going on well. I do appreciate the news people sometimes. Yesterday, when the thing was going on, I heard some news stations say, we can't talk to the Minister for Interior. But when the action is on, what they should be doing is dealing with the agencies and other ministers of security, making sure that we don't lose control of the situation rather than going to it. But again, let me say that one of the greatest improvements we've had to our security has been the vigilance of the press. And we encourage you to continue to do that. One appeal I have to make is that while emphasizing it's a collective responsibility, let's not lose confidence in the police. Yes, there are a few of them who once a while will do something here and there that might not be acceptable. But the police are doing their best, even within the constraints, and I'm sure that once we increase that number and equip them, they'll do better. Our appeal to your listeners, yes.
Let's talk about national security. Would you say everything is okay at the top as far as national security is concerned? Because there are rumors that there is this power play going on at the top.
I'm not aware of any power play. You see, there are 2 aspects of the security: proactive, reactive. And proactive depends a lot on the information that we have. And I continue to say that there's a lot of proactive activity, but that doesn't get to hit the press. If there's going to be an attack and we get intelligence and we scramble it, it never gets to the news. And why should it get to the news anyway? Because our informants might also be exposed. But there is a reactive part of it, and that is what we try to do. You've seen it since Kwabinya, that we came back later to try and do things. But as we retool the police and build their capacity, it might increase our simultaneous reaction to it. For instance, if we had the air cover, yesterday we could simultaneously about what was happening. No one should feel the situation is out of control. It's not out of control, and there is no power struggle anywhere. we, the security ministers, collaborate and work hard. So yesterday I was in touch with defense and we're monitoring the situation to see that it didn't become necessary for us to take the next step. But let me say that was regrettable that those things happened. But their leads, the police are following.
And I'm curious to learn what your reaction will be to this criticism. You've talked about having various ministers in charge of national security. You have a national security minister, yourself, you have deputies and all that. Yet, we've seen an upsurge of these crimes. How do you respond to anyone who says that the quantity has certainly not reflected in the quality and you are certainly not up to task? How will you react to such criticism?
Well, you know, I would not say that it is a fair criticism, although I think that it's a criticism that we should welcome and react to it. I am telling you that under President Nana Akufo-Addo, we have focused to fight crime. It has never been so. In the past, it has been a general approach to crime and being reactive. The president has identified things that we used to look the other way about. Galamsey, we've got it. It's ongoing. Landguards, we're all here.
Focus to fight crime as against what was happening earlier, which he says was reactive. That is the Interior Minister speaking there about the security situation and about what's supposed to be done.